What's up, YouTube? 72 Fins 1 back with part 4 of truck trailer rebuild, Deathbed revival. So far I managed to, since the last episode, I managed to get my Jeep and the chains and spin the bed around so it's facing a different direction from where it was before. So as you can see now, it's lined up with the chassis, frame, suspension, in other words, and the coupler and whatever. So now, unlike me taking the bed off, I can't just throw this thing on my back and, throw it on here. It doesn't work that way. But what we're going to do is it's a little term that I kind of coined myself. It's called I do what I call a hillbilly hijack, because it's something, only some old timer, old school way of somebody just want to do things themselves, do it. And hey, I live out in the country, and so I guess I might fall into the category of hillbilly. But anyways, now the hijack part, I don't mean like we're gonna steal it or anything. I mean we're gonna elevate it, because we got to get this bed high enough in the air to be able to roll the chassis underneath it. So now the bottom of the fenders, no, not the bottom of the fenders, the bottom of the okay, let me get a better shot here. Bottom of the bedside right here, it's kind of hard to see. Right where my finger's at right here. This has to clear the top of the wheels. And as you can see, sitting on the racks is already giving me a head start, sort of. But now, how are we going to elevate this thing? I mean, I can't pick it up by myself. So what we have here is called a high lift jack. Pretty much what it does is I stick the jack wherever I want to, under the back bed beam here to start in the middle, and it'll jack it up and elevate the trailer, not the trailer, I mean the pickup bed. And so eventually, by working on all four corners here in the middle of the front and the back, I can be able to stick stuff like 2x4s, wood, cinder blocks, various pieces of metal, whatever I can use to get this thing up in the air high enough to get it up in the air. So pretty much when I take the jack handle here, you might be able to see this, you might not. You can see how it's raising the truck bed. There. Now, that's going to take a lot of work, so this isn't going to be like a couple live action, whatever work, because that would utterly waste my camera batteries, and so it wouldn't be worth it. But I will bring you guys another clip as soon as I get this thing up in the air. What's up, YouTube? 72 Fins 1 back with another video clip of Deathbed revival, truck trailer rebuild, Deathbed revival. So on the first part of part 4, in the first clip, I explained I was going to have to use a jack and whatnot to put stuff under the bed to elevate it high enough to roll the chassis underneath it. So anyways, so right here you can see the stack for the upper left corner, well, the back left corner, sorry, back of the driver's side. There's the stack on the passenger side in the rear. So you guys see I just used some 2x4s, 4x4s, various sizes of wood, and the big old tree stump that I used my switch to put the gray bed on this thing the first time. Okay. There's a stack in the middle, which I use for the front end use for the back end to raise the jack up, and where I had the jack to raise it up in the back. Sorry, my talking is terrible here so far. But anyways, that's the back, so let's move on to the front now. And there's the chassis. But anyways, now you can see right here where there's this long piece of metal right here. It runs from the driver's side, and then it sits on top of the, let's see, yeah, it's a good enough shot, I guess, where the bottom of the bed side sits on top of it, and it runs all the way across to the other side. What I got here is the C channel, what they call it. It's resting on this stand, which is pipe, and welded to a flat base at the bottom here, a relatively flat base, and that's sitting on top of this, on top of the concrete block there. And it's the same. And it's the same on the other side. And here's the stack of stuff that I used on the front driver's side. I had a stack on the other for the passenger side of the front, and I removed those stacks to and the other both sides up front, because I don't need them since I have the C channel resting across the bedside. Now the reason that was because the wheels have to go underneath the bottom of the bedside so they can roll underneath the wheel well, and so it lines up whatever. Now what I'm gonna have to do to get this thing, now okay, you're thinking it's up, but it's gonna be way above the frame, right? So what I gotta do is I gotta take a jack and pretty much take the jack and jack it up, and then take the stuff out from underneath on each corner, and then lower it down and line it up with the bed mounting bolts from you know, the bed to the frame. So, and there's two up front and there's two in back of the bed, and the same thing goes for the frame. Now obviously I'm not going to show the bed mounting holes because I don't want to climb up there when this thing's all the way up in the air like this. But anyways, here's the there is, let's see, there's the driver side corner, rear corner, right here what you call a U bracket or horseshoe bracket, I guess, upside down horseshoe, it looks like. That's the front driver side, and pretty much the same on the other side, front and rear there. So I got the chassis here sitting level with a cinder block on the front of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up by the tongue and I'm going to push it under there. So I'm not going to show the jack, me taking the jack and lowering it all down, because that'd be just, well, boring for you guys, and it'd waste a lot of camera batteries. So anyways, I'm going to show a live action shot here of me rolling this rolling the chassis underneath the bed. So yeah, let's get to that. you have it. So obviously it's not straight because I can't see where the back, bed holes line up with the frame, so I'm gonna have to mess around and shift it around, under there to make sure all my mounting holes line up and whatnot. But for this part of it, getting it on there for now, this is gonna do it. I did end up with a dent because the first time I tried it, it slipped off the stands and the front end took a nosedive and it landed on top of one of my stands. So unfortunately right there I have a dent, but I got a guy that does body work, so he's gonna help me take it all out and whatnot. So not too pretty, but it'll be fixed. Anyways, like I think I mentioned this before, it has some surface rust and whatnot. So now that's gonna get all ground up and it's gonna get painted. So that's gonna be another episode, and I'm gonna add some body trim to it. And so, but that's for future episodes. So here's the thing I'm gonna leave off with on this episode. To give it as much time, and I thought it'd be fun to do this, so I'll see if it works and what kind of feedback I get on what I'm about to say here. Is I got 3 color combinations that I'm debating on whether to paint this thing that are like acceptable. So, and it's gonna be two-tone, same color up here, up top, same color on the bottom. And different color where the white is. Now the tan strips running all the way across, those are where some body trim goes for it, and that's gonna get covered up once the rust by the body trim, once the rust gets ground off it and whatnot. Same on both sides. Front panel, I haven't decided what color I'm gonna paint. Odds are I'll probably just stripe it all the way around and do the same thing I did to the front of it and the back of the tailgate there. So anyways, I'm gonna end off the video here with 3 color combinations. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, airplane overhead, so I didn't know how well you guys could hear me, but I'm going to leave off with the 3 color combinations that I'm thinking of doing this. Now, until the paint job video goes up, which will probably be like, a month or so, or maybe even longer, I don't know. I'm going to leave the 3 color combinations that I want up there. I'm going to insert some pictures of them, try to get through talking. So, if you guys watch the video, or even if you know any friends who want to watch it, or just tell them about it or whatever, leave a comment. I'm going to label them 1, 2, and 3. So leave a comment. I'm going to use the video for a poll. I'm not going to keep track of it on Skype and paper and whatnot, because that'll be hard for me to do. It'll just be easier for me to go right into my video manager and look at it. So just type 1, 2, or 3, and if you see a comment with it's already up for the color combination number, vote it up. And by the time I put the paint episode up, when I go to buy the paint, that's going to be the color combination I'm going to paint the trailer. So anyways, whatever, I'll let you guys know when I'm getting closer to, sorry, I bumped into my camera stand there. I'll let you know when I'm gonna, on Skype or on YouTube or whatever, when I'm gonna be getting close to buying the paint, a couple days right before, so you'll know when the poll is pretty much gonna be closed on the voting. Now, if you got another color combination you can think of, type it in the comments and I'll consider it. I'd rather try to avoid black and white at all costs. I mean, red with white or black with red, just for examples. I'd rather try to avoid those 2 colors altogether, because black, any little scratch, ding, imperfection is going to stick out horribly. and white if it gets scratched or whatever and it gets some rust on it. It'll stick out like a sore thumb, and I'll have to try to grind it off right away and then repaint it, which is what I'd rather not do. But yeah, so I'll leave it off with the pictures here and just vote on them like I said, just mentioned here. So I'm just gonna leave a few minutes here of clip here so you guys can look at it, look at the color combinations and decide for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this 4-part series of me remounting the truck bed. Good to finally have some videos up, so let me know what you think. Good, bad, better. And hey, tell your friends if you want to. But thanks for watching.